guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more K-pop audition tips, K-pop audition information like this. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing why I don't really like K-pop academies, and I'm going to be obviously listing reasons for them. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to be sharing a story time that I've never really shared on my channel that has to do with a super bad experience with a K-pop academy themselves, and a really popular one too, and I might even expose their name, so watch out for that. So some general questions I'll answer in this video are, what are K-pop academies, and then what are the differences between K-pop companies and K-pop academies, and then what are some examples of K-pop academies, and of course lastly, why I dislike them, and then I'm going to be telling that story time, and also telling you guys what I find, what academy is best, I guess, although I don't really happen to like K-pop academies. And before we get started, I literally just want to mention that this is my honest opinion, and if you want to go and join a K-pop academy, that's totally up to you, and I honestly don't care if you do or not, but I'm just listing why I don't really like them. And I think I have a good reason to, so that's that. So let's start with the first question, which is, what are K-pop academies? So they're essentially academies that help you prepare for your K-pop audition. So on a general level, they help you train, but some academies, they also help you find places to audition for, or they do direct auditioning with a K-pop company. So some academies are in Korea and some are online. So for the Korea ones, you'd obviously have to go to Korea to attend those, and they do tend to be a bit more pricey because they do pay for your place to stay and other things like that. They basically book your traveling expenses. So I'm not even sure how these work nowadays because travel isn't really allowed, but apart from that, it probably sounds really perfect to you, right? A place that helps you train and helps you become a trainee and pass your K-pop audition. I mean, if you weren't going to continue on with this video, you'd probably just sign up right now and go on their website and click join. But I'm here to tell you that it isn't that perfect. And so first, some people might be confused as to the difference between K-pop academies and K-pop companies. So I'm here to tell you that. So they're completely two different things, honestly. So K-pop companies are ones that you audition for, and once you pass the audition, you would become a trainee and then later eventually debut. So this could be literally just SM, YG, GOIP. Whereas K-pop academies are literally academies. You can think of them as singing or dancing or rapping lessons, I guess, but it's more so specifically towards people like you who want to pass their audition. So some examples of K-pop academies are, I'm just reading off of the list that I wrote down earlier. The popular ones I would say are Acopia, I think that's how to say it, Acopia and ED, but some other ones are SL Studio, K-Passion, Kimi, Stage 631, Dream Vocal, and much more. So now let's get into the juicy part, why I dislike these academies. And the first reason I think a lot of you guys could agree with is that they are so overpriced. They honestly vary from 400 USD to 700 USD monthly. So every month you're paying $700 to these academies that help you with your auditions. Of course, what each company offers differs heavily, but on a general level, I feel like paying that much just for help for an audition is a little bit too much. Not to compare or anything, okay, I'm comparing, I'm just gonna put that out there. But comparing my Patreon, which is also K-pop Audition Help, essentially does the same thing, to a K-pop academy, you could literally get the same amount of lessons in K-pop Audition Help for $25 USD, and compare that with $700. And no, of course, my Patreon or me is not a K-pop academy, so I'm not really saying they're the same exact thing, but I just wanted to highlight that. And yes, you could definitely argue that some of these teachers are professionals and they've worked in the K-pop industry for a long time, but I would say there are a lot of pros and cons to that as well. I feel with K-pop academies, they're so limited, I guess. All you really get is dance lessons, singing lessons, and that's that. Whereas if you have more questions about K-pop auditions, I feel they wouldn't answer your question personally because there are just so many people joining, I'm assuming. And I would also like to add on that these lessons are only lessons and it wouldn't feel as personal or tailored, I guess. So I mean, there are pros and cons to that as well, but I'm not really gonna get into that. Another thing you guys might have noticed is that some are not legit. Actually, most are not legit. And please don't ask me which ones are legit and which ones are a scam, because to be fully honest with you, I don't do research on K-pop academies. There's really no reason for me to do that except for like the purpose of this video, and that was just like very, very basic research. But a lot of them unfortunately end up being those cases where you pay for a lesson, where you pay for these K-pop academies, and they basically just run with it. Especially for online lessons, you really have to be careful with that, because online is so much easier to get scammed, I feel like, especially for lessons like these. And a lot of these academies take advantage of young, naive children, which probably, if you're watching this, you're probably younger than an adult. And they take advantage of that. They're like, okay, since our audience is young people, it's easier to scam. And this one I've seen quite a lot, and I feel like it's just kind of wrong, you know? So they send emails to you as if you passed an audition, which you haven't, to like join their company. When really you just made like an account on their website and they sent you an automated message. And they like make you feel special, but it's actually just like literally an automated message. And there will be so many people DMing me saying, oh my god, Irene, thank you so much, I passed this audition, and I have to be the one break it to them. Like, I'm so sorry, but that's not passing an audition. That's literally just signing up for their, like signing up, not even joining their K-pop academy, like making an account on their website, and then they're like, congrats, you've passed this audition or something like that, you know? Or some people will mistake academies for companies and immediately think they're now like a trainee. Like, trust me, I've seen it all. And another feature of some K-pop academies that I don't really have respect for is auditioning for those. So you're telling me you're auditioning to get into a K-pop academy so that you can audition for a K-pop company and later become a trainee? Like, that just doesn't make sense for me. Why are you auditioning for a K-pop academy if you're literally paying the academy for help? I don't understand that. I think they should just accept whoever signs up. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I saw one of the academies saying that you have to pay like a certain amount of money to audition, which literally makes no sense. Why would you pay for an online audition? I don't know, it just makes zero sense for me. Like, why would you even audition for an academy in the first place? A lot of the benefits that these K-pop academies have, they're just kind of preparing you for K-pop companies. So everything that they teach you there, you're going to learn later on in a K-pop company. So you're not even missing anything out. You don't have to join these K-pop academies in order to audition and pass and become a trainee. They make it seem like it, but you really don't need to. You would also have to pay more for a K-pop academy too. And of course there's trainee debt in a company, but still, like, doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I just don't know why you would pay that much just to repeat the same thing after your K-pop audition, I guess. And so here comes the interesting part, my story time with a K-pop academy. Dun dun dun. And this is like a really popular K-pop academy too. It starts with an A, so you can kind of take guesses from that. Yeah. Okay, so my first popular video, I guess, on this channel was talking about K-pop auditions. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 or 6. Yeah, 6 K-pop audition tips. And that was essentially the video that really, not blew up, but it was like my most popular video for a while. And if you search like K-pop audition on YouTube, then the first thing that you would see is my video, is that video. And so this company that starts with an A, let's just call them Company A, or not company, Academy A? Yeah. Okay, so Academy A put this video onto their website. I'll kind of put it up here, like it's kind of what it looks like. And along with their K-pop audition tips. Like, these tips, like, there's really nothing wrong with these tips, but it was obvious that they kind of stole these tips from my other videos and that specific video as well. So they had this like page on their website where it was like K-pop audition tips, and they had all of these tips like numbered, and then along with that was my videos, no credits, no nothing. And they really just made it seem like it was their video, like someone working at that academy like made the video, and definitely was not, and they never asked for my permission either. And I, like, for me, I'm like a very organized person. Like, let me just tell you, I always read my emails, I always check my Instagram DMs, like every single one of them. I do not ignore or miss. even like comments. I answer every single one of them. So there's no way I could have missed like an email from them asking if they could put it on the website. So yeah. So a week later, I kind of like called them out for it, I guess, and put like the story on my Instagram saying how this company did that and just retell the story of that. And back then I didn't even have that many followers. I bet I didn't even have like 500 followers. And I called them out for it, and then I also tagged them in the post, but you couldn't see the tag from like an outsider's point of view. So like I tagged them, but then put the tag on the right, so you couldn't really tap onto the tag. Like, does that make sense? Like, you wouldn't know it's them, but I made sure that the company, like the academy, knows themselves. So yeah, and I'm sure they saw it, and yeah, they did see it because they replied to my Instagram tag and they were like this. And so if I read their text, it says, "I'm so sorry, we couldn't check your email because so many emails are sent to us. So sorry. Would you please send us the homepage link?" And there's like a lot of things wrong with this, because like, so, well, firstly, they didn't really like tell me why they put it on their website or justify having my video on their website with no credits or without asking me. And they only took it down. So after they replied to my Instagram story, they took it down immediately. I mean, like, that makes sense. But yeah, okay. They also said that they couldn't answer or check my email. Not even answer, just check. They couldn't check my email because so many emails are sent to them. And I'm just like imagining this situation. Imagine you sign up for this academy and you pay $1,300, because that's how much it costs, guys. $1,300. That's $1,300 USD. And say something's goes wrong with the payment or the schedule or whatever, and you email them about it and they don't respond because they've got too many emails, guys, okay? Like, I can't understand that. Hello, like, your job is to deal with these emails. Like, you have to reply to them if you think you're literally working for these customers who pay for your like services. And I can get that there are probably a lot of people emailing them, but it's literally their job to reply to these emails no matter how many they get. Yeah, and also you can probably tell this was like a while ago, like June 18th. It was a while ago. So I still wanted to share this because I've been like waiting to share this story with you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys might have heard of it already, like during a live stream or whatever. And I replied back saying how they should be responsible for these emails that they receive, and they just leave me on red. And to this day, it's still left on red. So yeah, that is my interesting story time, and I'm sure you can guess what company it is. I mean, I didn't blur it out, so oops. But like, why should I blur it out, right? It's their fault. They shouldn't have put it on their website. And I'm not even mad that they put it on the website. If they like asked me, or like at least put like, oh, it's credits to Luvie, Irene, or whatever, something like that, I would be actually really honored. But no, they didn't do anything. And that kind of made me disappointed in K-pop academies. But not only that, story time, it just contributes to my anger for K-pop academies, I guess. Which academy is the best if you want to join, and if this still sounds appealing to you? I guess if you had to go for like one of them, if you had to choose one, I would go for ED, because like because they just seem like the least scammy sort of academy website, I guess. They have professional teachers and with a reasonable price as well. I think you can guess which academy you might want to avoid, but ED has some cons too. Like, they are the company that I talked about earlier, where they send emails to people as if they passed their audition, I guess, when they didn't. And they changed it, actually. It used to be a different automated message. I remember someone like DM'd me saying, "Hey, I passed," and it was like a way different email from what it is now. So if you join now, it's probably different. They probably changed it. And so these are all of the reasons why I dislike K-pop academies. I hope you learned something from this video, found that story time interesting or entertaining. If you guys have any questions, like maybe, usually I would say comment them down, but I honestly don't know that much about K-pop academies. And especially because I don't recommend it, I wouldn't really know that much in the first place either. So if you have any questions, don't leave them down below. That sounds so mean. But yeah, I just recommend not going for them in the first place. Just audition, right? Auditioning is just so easy. You can check out my other videos if you want to know how to online audition. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more K-pop audition tips and information like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. That was a wrap. I'm so sorry for that. yeah, bye.